Hello, welcome to, I was going to say present times on Linux, but it's simply Linux today. Okay, anyway, I'm going to show you about NoCLI. I've actually made a quick virtual machine up called NoCLI, but I do need to go into the settings and install a ISO. Okay, I'm going to eat my own dog food with it, so let's do a quick install, because I'm not going to be touching anything of the command line. Everything is going to be done under the graphical user interface. Because people say, oh, Linux tells you have to use the command line interface. No sir, no you don't. And hopefully this is where I will prove that you don't need to touch the command line. So first you'll choose a UK keyboard, because I am a Brit. Let me just go next here. There we go, go use up the free space. Yep, I'm just going with the defaults, I'm not going to be changing anything. Okay, so it's going to be wiped and the install is going to be done. Time's about 8:45. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back, and so far it's literally taken 2 minutes. I mean, a literal 2 minutes. It is just at the bootloader stage. Again, I accepted the default, so once this is installed, I can boot into the OS proper, where it will be asking me for my root password and so on, blah blah. So that's that done. Okay, press enter once the live CD is removed. What happens is, if you are using optical media, the DVD drive will eject, which is simulated in VirtualBox by actually removing. Other OSs do this as well. Ubuntu does. And so, okay. Just wait for this to boot up for its first boot. It always gives a blank screen on its first boot, do not know why. But it's doing something, it's probing the USB there, and it's probing the network. So I can tell this by the little icons at the bottom. Okay, I'm at the screen where it's asking me for my my clock is set to UTC, which will be the same time as my local time, because we are now in GMT as of 2 o'clock this morning, which went back to 1 o'clock. You'll see what I mean anyway. Yep. Okay, so I should now have a GDM screen, which I do. So the first thing I am going to do is install VMware tools, not VMware, sorry, VirtualBox additions. So I'll make the screen a bit bigger there. And to install the additions, you go to Utilities and just click on that. We have to put in the password, of course, and we will install the additions. After which, it's telling me I've already got updates. After which I'll the screen should resize, and then we'll continue on our quest not to use the CLI. I will be doing some various tasks where you don't need the command prompt whatsoever. A lot of this will be specific to PC Linux OS, but if you get something like MX Linux, they have very similar tools to do what I am doing. Okay, we got the RCV box out, and the tools are installed. Screen has reside. Happy days. And it's just telling me that screens have been removed and added, etc. Now, this tool here only tells us if there is updates on Trinity. On Plasma and KDE, it gives us a way of installing updates, but you will see here I'm going to be installing updates without touching the CLI. These are the updates that it is wanting. Mark that, apply, and apply. Okay, and it's telling me that 419k will be freed, 9 to install, so that's quite nice. And I'm actually getting half a decent speed out of this, of 605 kilobytes a second. So that's a much improved over the 200 kilobytes a second I was getting before. Anyway, we've got Bitwarden and so on, so I can minimise that out of the way. Let me see what else I can do. Right, there are control panels in other distros. They are normally used from whatever tool they're using. XFCE has its own control panel, Mate has its own, Ubuntu has its own. You see where I'm going with this. This is the PC Linux OS one, and it's a bit like Yast for SUSE, but this is actually back in the Mandrake days had a very similar one. You'll notice that Mageia will have one, OpenMandriva will have one. So anyway, we can go to sharing and we can configure FTP and configure a web server, although I can't at the minute because Synaptic is actually downloading packages. Boo Synaptic. But that says it's going to be done in about a minute or so. But we will go to do some tasks like actually make a little web server or even configure an FTP. And I should be able to log on to it from here. It won't be outside, it could be just inside because I haven't got any DMZ or anything on the router. We can also configure DHCP, and that's the server. We can configure a proxy, which is Grid, configure DNS, which is Bind, configure Time, which is NTP. We could also configure the SSH daemon. In hardware, we can configure pretty much everything you see here. For instance, I can cancel out of it. If you wasn't happy with the VMware Virtual Video course, it's plug and play, but you can actually go by vendor. So if you've got one of these nice monitors, a lot of them will be CRT rather than LCD or whatever it is technology you are using. As you can see, when you click down, it gives a lot of Alienware Digital, Alienware HDMI, all that kind of business. I'm wondering if mine's actually listed there, 7740. Let's have a look at E7740. No. Oh, that's a shame. I something up my Dell laptop display, 1920 by 1200. Oh, there's mine there. So I can actually, if I wish to, do that. Automatic, of course, but we can choose. Obviously it's got to be 24-bit, isn't it? But we can choose up to 380 by 9600 and so on and so forth. Other resolutions are available. So anyway, I'm going to cancel out of that because it will only ask me. So, actually it would actually just log out of X server and log myself back in. And I didn't really want to do that while I'm downloading updates. So anyway, the updates are done. So from here we can install anything and everything to do with Piston Linux OS, including KOffice. Because it's Trinity, we have KOffice, and there it is, the KOffice suite. And if I was to choose that, it should bring down every single what it needs, which is all that, but I'm not going to do that right now. LibreOffice is installed, and much to my unhappiness, it had an update. So, why unhappiness? Because I released this on the 24th or 26th, can't remember. A couple of days ago, anyway, it's been on the server, and the very next day, it decided that LibreOffice would have an update. It's as if the LibreOffice devs are having a giggle behind my back going, he's just released noise, so ship it. Anyway, from here we can do some settings. So we know we've got the add remove thingy, which is Synaptic, right? We got the sharing, as said. We can configure the FTP, which I will do now. So it's telling me that it's going to use Pro FTP. It's now installed. Click next to install. Roger that. So you could say please wait, updating update. And I'll just let that carry on. You can see down here in the network meter that it's actually connecting to their thingy, and it's quite strange. It's remained transparent, but it just downloaded Pro FTP. This will help you configure an FTP server for your network. Next. Warning, you're on DHCP. Fair enough. Next. For the intranet or for the internet. Now you can do it for both. Yeah, why not? And the server name will be home server. The admin email is Rusa local or localhost .local domain. Okay, permanent root login. No. Port 21, Tulip home user, yep. Allow FTP resume, allow FXP. Now I'm not quite sure what FXP is, I'm hoping. Oh, allow transfer via another FTP, fair enough. Next. So it's telling me I've accessed these, yep, next. Okay, my FTP is now open, and we can test that locally. Oops, I'm so used to I am so used to using English, so let's have a look here. Okay, host is 127 point. I know I'm just using localhost, it won't matter. Did I log in as present? Ooh, okay, not that it matters. If not, it could tell me I'm wrong. No, I do not want to save the password. And it's also telling me it doesn't support because I haven't. Okay, so I'm in. So the FTP server is running. Not a problem there. We can go back to this again, don't know why I closed it. Go back to sharing, of course we can get a web server up. And it's the same, Apache npm prefork is not installed. Next. And I haven't touched a single command line yet. So it's please wait while updating that and so on and so forth. Not sure if I can actually resize that or not. Okay, that's done. It's telling me Apache mod is needed, so we'll install that as well. Download and installing packages. So there we go, it's actually telling us what it's doing this time instead of being so blasé. So you can see it's actually doing something because we have the disk web server. Oh dear Ali. Web server configuration wizard. This wizard will help you to configure your web server for your network. You want DHCP again? Yes, again. Allow users to get a directory in their home directory available on your HTTP server, your server user. Okay, I'm just going to go with that. Public HTML, file HTML for the thingy. Click next. Wizard is done. So let's grab Brave browser this time. Where's the internet? Brave. Brave is loading, I assure you. So we've got Brave up. It's trying to load into the forum and into my desktop there. But we want to see if the local host the server is live and working. So now I have just configured both a web server and FTP. I have not touched the CLI. I have not once touched the command line. Network services. We can configure DHCP. It's telling me DHCP server is not installed. Guess what, ladies and gents? We can install that. Now I do have to watch what hard disk space I'm using. So I will click home there. And click on wherever she is. Storage media. And click properties. Mating or in calculator file. Calculating size. I'm able to make this work blah 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 blah. Because it's already mounted, so yeah. That is my bad. But I can use another file resizer called KDF without touching this CLI, so next. Okay, this is the DHCP range it's going to give and the gateway address. Okay. Oh, excuse me. And that's configured. And it's just the same with all the tools. It's all good. I can't really test the HTTP server because it could just clash with what I've got already. You always saw me with the configure graphics, but we can do sound as well. We can use glitch free, which is good. Glitch free should have been on at the beginning, but it isn't. So I'll just click OK on it, and I have glitch free sound. Simple as that. Network and internet. We can remove a connection, set up the proxy. Host definitions, which I haven't even tried. See, we've got localhost, local main, which we can modify. Oops. Please add a host to modify. Okay, let's modify that. As you can see. I'm not going to modify it because it makes me able to log out and log back in with the new host name. Share internet with other machines. Now this would mean I would need 2 network cards. See, it says you need a dedicated network adapter set up LAN. Please disable last file for the network adapter before proceeding. So I can't actually do that because I've only got 1 network adapter connected to the virtual machine. But if you've got 2 network adapters, even if one's Wi-Fi, you can do like a hotspot where you can wire the computer and have it as a, basically you configure your own router. That's what it's doing. That's exactly what it's doing. You can configure your VPN via Cisco Open, but I'm sure that if you can install others that will be in this list here. For system, we can do authentication, and we at the moment we're using local file because it just loaded into local. But if you're on something like LDAP, consolidates and types of information within your organisation. We also have Kerberos and LDAP. So we've got LDAP with Kerberos 5 for Active Directory server, or we can log into a Windows domain, or a NIS. Allows you to run a network information service domain with common password and group file. We can do that without touching the CLI. We can also manage services. Normally you would have to drop into a CLI to manage your services. If you're on system D, it's system control, service, whatever service it is, stop, start, restart. On PC Linux OS, if you're using the CLIs, it's service. Once you're en route, it's service, whatever service it is, like ASP, ID, etc. Stop, start. But you can actually do it from here and start and stop services as you wish. As you can see, the DHCPD service is running. I can stop that because I'm not actually needing it. And so on and so forth. You get the idea. So we can actually drop the web server, HTTPD. If I can find her, it's running. So if I stop that, she's dead in the water. Same for Pro FTP, because I just started all that up, didn't I? So yeah, you can do anything like that. You can also start asking, start when requested. You see the idea here, obviously. VPO login, blah blah. Okay, CPU freak. So I'm gonna just click OK at that. Of course, we can manage date and time, including the calendar. We can enable network time, where we can just choose our server. Europe. Is England here, or is it actually United Kingdom? So we can set that as well. And the thing about that is it just go away. You can see the LED flashing down there for network while it's trying to connect to the network time, which actually freezes up this little window for some reason. But it does unfreeze once it's done. As you can see, it's sending out and it's finished. So we just set up localization. We can manage localizations for our system. We've got English there, and if we go to advanced, now it said it was English there. It's mainly for use for other stuff, but I can click next, and it's already got United Kingdom. Please reboot if you're thingy, but I haven't, so I can do that. Manage the users, and not only manage users, but if I click on here twice, I've got account info. I can lock somebody's account. I can enable account expiration, so they have to, that's too bad kind of thing. Enable passport expiration, and change the groups that they are in. So I could add them to VBox users and or RPM. whatever reason that will be for, I do not know, but yeah, it's there if I wanted to. Just saying, if I told take RPM off, but you can just add to root, you know, if you add yourself to user group root, you do not need to, that will make you root, well, basically, honestly, and yeah, that's a bad thing to do. But as you can see, you add yourself to Apache, etc, etc, so you can have them in different parts of the machine. You can also remove the user and add user. To add user, it's as simple as Tom down the road wants one, so Tom gets one. And you know, he wanted a complicated password, and he gets his own directory. You know, you can even specify the UID manually. So if I wanted to, do UID 1000 and click that, and there it is for the UID 1000 user Tom. Very cool. Of course, he leaves the company. We want to get rid of his stuff. We can privatize that up with just that button, and his home directory is gone away. Very cool, right? Okay, we'll close out of that. We can import Windows 7 documents. Now, if you've got dual booted Windows, you can import all their stuff. No Windows installation has been detected, so we can't do that. We can open a console here, we won't, and we can also over and search logs, messages. Let's see if this works. This didn't work too well for me last time. The reason being is matching fail, and there we go, matching failed but not matching whatever, and we can see that TSC have failed and something else have failed, but they're in the logs messages there. If Mandy started, I don't even think Mandy's installed, darling, so we can cancel that out. So far we've done a lot of things by CLI. Without CLI, I've managed to install guest editions without touching the command line. I've managed to have an FTP server and a web server. Of course, we can also what's the bloody cover screen. We can also do our photos and use scanners and so on without using the command line. We can browse the internet, we can chat, we can email, all without using the command line. So we can install, and we can just about do everything without command line. So where this needs to be solved now, even installing is not on the command line anymore. None of it is. It hasn't been since 1996, 97. Mandriva had a GUI installer, and I know this for a fact in 1998 on Mandrake 6. And probably previous, you didn't need to touch a command line. It booted, and then everything was graphical from the initial setup to picking your packages. You could actually pick individual packages, have to install as you wished on Mandriva. It was excellent. Of course, we can go to file management as root without having to do anything more. How did I put the right password in? I am asking myself. I did. It was just giving me a bit of grief. And so yeah, we can do everything from here. We can go into accept and whatever, and say past completion just for Thingy. We can have a look at, let's have a look in Playwright, shall we? We can edit this script for policy kit. Best not to, but we can if we so wanted to. There's literally nothing I can't do if I didn't have the command line. I mean, I did moan about earlier that I couldn't see the space usage left. However, we have Trinity KDF. Also 1/4 thingy, but we'll apply that anyway. And just wait for it to download there. There we go. A bit of latency going on, that's fine. So now I've got KDF installed. Where it's installed to, I do not know. But are we under utilities? We've got a file size viewer there called FSView, which will give us a nice graphical whatever for that. You see Brave browser and Brave software. Biggie one here using whatever that is. Tour of Linux Brave, so on and so forth. Config file, blah blah. It's all rather quite nice, that is. File system view. Still looking for KDF though. So why don't I just look here? It's under System Alley. K3 disk, there we go. And as you can see, let me widen that. Boom. I'm using 6.9 gig, 54% full out of 14 gig. Which is very cool. Now it does say you had the but DevRoot is that one there as well. Why that doesn't go up? No idea. Glitch in the matrix. Anyway, very cool. So no, don't need that for that either. I do have KSysGuard if I want to know how the rest of this stuff's going on. So I don't even need HTOP. Maybe under System, KSysGuard Performance Monitor. It's used there in the process table, listing all the processes and system load. And you can see 163 processes, memory just over a gig, I suppose, used with everything I've been doing. Swap is a bit used as well, but that's fine. Of course we can see what other tables there are as well. So yeah, it's all good. We can make a new worksheet, of course. I'll just call it worksheet 1, and we'll just put that over there, and we can use that as a multimeter, and we'll see the clock speed of the CPU there in big letters, and so on and so forth. So yes, there's no reason to use a CLI. Anyway, that's all from me right now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, do a thumbs up. If you haven't, thumbs down. And you lot, take care.